What if saying it's fine is actually preventing emotional processing? Stay tuned for how allowing yourself to feel, even briefly, can change everything. Welcome back to the Resilient MD, the podcast and YouTube channel where we have honest conversations about medicine, burnout, resilience, and how to care for others without losing ourselves in the process. I'm Dr. Anna McDowell, certified life coach, allergist, and your host. Today's episode is about something many high achieving women do almost automatically, explaining away their own discomfort. You say it's fine, you say you're lucky, you remind yourself that others have it worse. And yet, something in you knows it's not quite fine. High achieving women are exceptionally skilled at reframing discomfort. We tell ourselves it's just a busy season, this is part of the job, I should be grateful. Other people have it much harder than this. And while these thoughts may sound reasonable, they often serve a specific purpose. They reduce the emotional intensity of what we're feeling. They help us keep going, stay functional, avoid disruption. But over time, this habit can disconnect us from something important, our own internal signals. One of the most common fears women have, especially physicians, is that they're overreacting, that their feelings are too much, too sensitive, too dramatic. So instead of feeling fully, we analyze, we explain, we justify, we downplay. But what if the issue isn't overreaction? What if it's under processing? Under processing happens when emotions are acknowledged briefly but not fully felt. Discomfort is labeled quickly and moved past. Reactions are explained before they are understood. You don't sit with the feeling, you move around it. And when that happens repeatedly, the feeling doesn't disappear, it just goes unprocessed. There are good reasons this pattern develops. In medicine, emotional processing is rarely prioritized. Efficiency is, functioning is, composure is. You learn to move quickly from one task to the next, stay composed under pressure, suppress emotions that might interfere with performance. And historically, women are called names if they have emotions that are too strong. We have been called hysteric, dramatic, too much. And this is not only in our personal lives, but in professional lives as well. We try to avoid this. Over time, this becomes automatic. Feelings become something you do later, except later often never comes. So instead, you develop a more socially acceptable alternative. You explain your feelings instead of feeling them. When your discomfort is consistently explained away, something subtle begins to happen. Your internal signals become less clear, not because they disappear, but because they are not being fully acknowledged. You may start to feel vague dissatisfaction, a low grade irritability, emotional fatigue without a clear cause, a sense that something is off but is hard to define. And because there's no clear explanation, the instinct is to dismiss it again. But these are often signs that something needs attention, not explanation. Before we move on, I want to pause for a moment. I'm curious, have you been feeling exhausted, discouraged, or frustrated and not quite sure why? Are you quietly wondering if this is just how life in medicine has to be? Well, I see you. You don't have to give up on yourself or your dreams. And the good news is that you don't have to figure it all out alone. I built a 6-week one-on-one coaching program designed to help women physicians gently remove the barriers keeping them stuck and rediscover clarity, balance, and purpose. It is called the Resilient MD, just like the podcast and YouTube channel. If you're ready, you can begin today. Schedule your free clarity call. The link is in the show's notes. This is where we introduce a different approach. Not reacting, not fixing, not making immediate decisions. Just noticing. Instead of saying it's fine, try asking, what am I actually feeling right now? And instead of explaining it away, allow the feeling to exist for a moment without interpretation. You don't need to act on it. You don't need to solve it. You're simply allowing yourself to experience it more fully. This is what I mean by awareness without urgency. Now, before we close, I want to offer a very simple shift. Instead of quickly labeling everything as stress or explaining it away, what if you just pause and allow the feeling to be there even if it's unclear, without fixing it, without analyzing it, without comparing it? Just noticing something in me doesn't feel quite right. You don't need the perfect words for it yet. You don't need to understand it fully. Remember, awareness begins earlier than that. It begins the moment you stop moving past the feeling and allow yourself to stay with it, even if just briefly. If something in your life feels not quite right, you don't need to explain it away. You don't need to compare it. You don't need to minimize it. You can simply acknowledge it. Not everything needs to become a problem, but not everything should be dismissed either. Awareness begins when you allow yourself to notice what's already there. Remember, my wings grow when I listen. If this episode resonated with you, share it with another physician or high achiever who may be feeling the same way but hasn't put it into words yet. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode in this awareness series. Next week, we will discuss the impact of emotional labor and constant output. It should be very interesting. But before you go, don't forget to grab that amazing guide that goes along with the time management series. Who does not need more time in their hands to enjoy life, right? You can get it at the link in the description or by visiting annamcdowell.com/guide. Did this episode resonate with you? If so, it will mean the world if you leave a quick 5-star review in Apple Podcast or your favorite platform and give it a thumbs up on YouTube. It only takes a second and helps more people find the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening a little more closely. And thank you for allowing your experience to be valid even before it is explained. I'm Dr. Anna McDowell, a resilient MD just like you. I'll see you next week.